Welcome to the Belly to Belly podcast, where we explore in-person business-to-business marketing. This episode is brought to you by Meet, the company that helps international companies exhibit at U.S. trade shows. Check them out at meetroi.com.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Bill Kenny, and I'm here with Jeff Cohen. This is the Belly to Belly podcast. It is a product of Meet, and we help international companies exhibit at U.S. trade shows. So one of the things that is so important with trade shows and really any marketing is to have an integrated approach and to look at really a variety of ways that you can amplify what you're doing. And really nothing speaks to that more than what you can do today in terms of digital media. And we're so excited to have Jeff Cohen here with us. Jeffrey, welcome.
Thanks. Hey, everybody.
So we have people, Jeffrey, just so you know, we have people watching this from all over the world. What they're concerned about is, how do I get into a new market as effectively and efficiently as possible? And these are all B2B companies typically looking to attract, that executive buyer who, certainly is going to have specific needs. They're going to they're going to have certain language opportunities and whatnot. So let's get into that in just a couple minutes. But first, before we do, let's make sure people know who you are, your company, so that there's context to your comments. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you've got a company called Imageworks, but how did you get here?
Yeah. How long do we have for this?
This is maybe a minute.
Okay. Very storied past. I actually have 2 different degrees because I made a career change 30 years ago. So I have a degree in graphic design, and then I have I went back to school to become a computer programmer because I wanted a career change. Not because I was smart enough to know that, well, if you wait another 10 years, graphic design and programming are going to merge and this thing is going to be called the internet. So, I found myself uniquely qualified once the internet was born.
Cool. Thanks to Al Gore and all his hard work.
Yes, of course.
So let's talk about Imageworks. You all, and I've known you for many, many years now, and it was originally a sort of web design firm.
Mm-hmm.
You all have bolted on as the internet has developed, as really digital media has developed. You have bolted on significant additional capabilities. But do you want to kind of walk us through what you all do?
Yeah, sure. So that's actually, I forget how long we've known each other, but it used to be that probably for the first 10 years we were in business, and we're in our 23rd year, just to give some perspective. Launching the website was the end of the project. Mm-hmm. We would shake hands, we would get paid, we would launch the website, we'd all raise a glass and good luck, and they'd call us once every whatever if they needed update to the site. The launch of the website now has become the beginning of the digital marketing process, not the end. So we sort of, and I don't want to diminish the importance of a good website, but that's sort of the window dressing. And I can hear a lot of people in my industry groaning at me saying that. But you have a lot of options now for getting a simple website done. Especially if you're in a small service business. If you're a restaurant, you need 5 pages, a map with directions, pictures of your food, your menus, how to order, simple stuff. You have a lot of options of where to go. Now, if you want to get that website found, that's a whole different discussion. And that sort of begs the question, now what? Mm-hmm. So about 10 years ago, we started adding the now what services. And it's a huge array of paid search and inbound marketing and reputation management, social media, and search engine optimization and retargeting and remarketing. It's a really big bucket. But that's sort of, that's our growth area. That's what we focus on, online lead generation, getting people's phones to ring.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been working with international companies? I know you've worked with many over several years, but how long is that?
So I would probably say maybe 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that has changed even more dramatically than our industry. But yeah, it comes with certain complexities, but yeah, a long time. We had companies who came into the U.S. or opened up the North America division of a German manufacturer for quite some time.
Cool. So let's then, that's an awesome segue to really hop into our topic. So I know that you've seen some sort of the good, the bad, and the ugly of market entry with regard to digital media. Let's talk about some of the challenges that you've seen international companies have when they're entering a new market, and kind of the pitfalls that have happened on the way.
Yeah. So okay, so there's the language and cultural barrier, and these are in no particular order. But really having someone on your team who speaks English, if you're a non-native English-speaking entity, or hiring a translation company, we work with several, to do that translation and to sort of jump over the hurdle of the cultural thing. Because it is an issue. And number two, not really understanding the competitive landscape. Just because you've been incredibly successful on your turf, whatever that looks like for you, just thinking you're going to waltz into this giant market, you've really got to do a competitive analysis. It's something we offer, but frequently I'm surprised when I begin to have the conversation. Companies will call us up and say, can you help us? And we sort of go through the process of what defining success looks like for them. And part of that is the beginning of the buyer persona definition. Who are you selling to? What's your ideal client look like? And who are your biggest competitors? And frequently, the answer is, well, we don't really have any competitors. And then you Google, flaming yellow widget manufacturers US and hit enter, and, you get 500,000 index pages. And so really understanding, I can't stress enough, doing that competitive analysis and the research is huge. Not really understanding the tool set that they're allowed. And again, marketing in Spain is very different from marketing in, England, when it's in the US. And so having a thorough understanding of what it takes to attract and the tools that are used. If you're in China, you're using, what is it, Aladdin is the giant, that everybody's using there. We've never heard of it here. I can't say we haven't heard of it, but it's not used the same way. So you have to really understand what you're walking into.
Sure. No, that makes total sense.
Thank you for joining us on today's podcast. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions or we can be of any service. Like us if you'd like to stay in the know on current episodes.